Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, the market found responsive buyers at the 87.5 naked VPOC, and since then, the market has been balancing within a range. Heading into the open, our short-term bias today is going to be neutral, and that means we have to be quite flexible and nimble with our intraday bias because the market can really move in either direction the way that it's set up right now. In the event of an upside move off the open, we have pre-market resistance at 94.75 to 96.25, followed by the main resistance zone on the day at 98 to 2400. And we know that in order to break out beyond 98 to 2400, we would have to see broad market strength and some pretty decent upside momentum. And given the recent lower volatility, if the market gets exhausted into 98 to 2400, that's still an area where responsive sellers can be active on first test. On the downside, below 87.5, we have the pre-market support zone at 83.5 to 85.5, and we are going to have to see how the market approaches the 83.5 to 85.5 area in order to determine whether it's still worthwhile to enter long at that zone. Because if the market continues to balance between 87.5 and around 92, 93, and then we're seeing a intraday balance breakdown into 83.5 to 85.5, then we have to be a little more conservative and selective at that zone. But if the market is very much exhausted into it, for example, if the market goes up to the pre-market resistance zone and then sells off down to pre-market support, in that situation, ES would be short-term exhausted into the zone, which would raise the odds of a buy response at the pre-market support zone. Below that, we have initial support at 75.5 to 78, and that marks the bottom of the recent short-term balance area, and that is still an area where responsive buyers can defend. So again, our overall bias on the day is going to be neutral, and that means that we do have to pay more attention to how the day develops in real time, and then remain flexible and nimble with our real-time or intraday bias. So those are the main ideas heading into today. Let's see which side is dominant off the open. Be mindful of the key zones, and we'll take it from there.